this is the Jayland Walker. Jayland Walker? Or is it Jayland Williams? Is it Williams or Walker?
I don't know.
No, I don't remember.
I think it might be Walker.
Over the fatal police shooting of a black man, 25-year-old Jayland Walker.
Walker, okay, yeah. So he was 25 years old. Now, let me just say, so actually when this story broke, I was talking to my girlfriend's dad because it came out on the TV, and he's a very staunch Republican, Blue Lives Matter, thin blue line type of guy. And he's just like, play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. And I was like, dude, there is absolutely no reason to shoot somebody 60 plus times. There is just not.
Yeah.
Like I understand that what he was doing was wrong. I understand that he was in the wrong for a lot of what went on here. But the police have to have some kind of restraint. Like, Jesus Christ, you can't just shoot somebody 60 times. And his defense for this was, when you take a cop after a shooting and you ask them how many times did you fire the gun, they'll tell you, I don't know, because it's so traumatic for them. And I'm just like, bullshit. Like, if there are, 8 officers, 90 shots fired, that's about 11 shots per officer. They each fired 11 times, and there is no way that this guy wasn't down on the ground. They didn't apprehend him. He wasn't firing back at them at the time. They should have gone with non-lethal force. Allegedly, they tried to use their tasers, but magically none of the tasers would go off.
Oh.
That was a story that broke yesterday. So I don't know if that tune has changed, but magically none of those tasers went off.
Shot at least 60 times after fleeing what police said was supposed to be a routine traffic stop. And we must warn you, some of the images you're about to see are disturbing.
Shut the fuck up, you disgusting piece of garbage. Just get to the point and make your political points afterward. Like, this is not a political issue. Like, let's be very, very clear. This is not a right-left issue. This is a structure of policing issue, and it's not a race issue. These police officers are overstepping their bounds, and they feel entitled to shoot and kill people who they have absolutely no right to shoot and kill like this. Like, I can understand if he was shot twice, brought down, like, okay. I mean, I would still question that because he wasn't armed and he wasn't firing back at them or anything. But 60 times, I mean, that's just frustration. That's taking out your anger. Yeah. That's what that is.
Yeah.
This isn't fear for your life. That's bullshit. There's no way.
CBS's Elise Preston is in downtown Akron, where protesters are gathered ahead of a city curfew.
Newly released police body camera footage shows the critical moments leading up to the death of Jayland Walker. Police say they were attempting to stop Walker for a traffic and equipment violation, which was not seen on camera. Seconds later,
I mean, look at that. Do you hear that? Just like round after round after round at this guy. Like, he ran from the car. He's in pretty much full light under all those street lights. I'm not saying they can tell that whether or not he had a gun, but if the gun was sitting on the front seat, I mean, you ought to be able to see that when you check that car to clear it.
Right.
I don't understand.
I think maybe the only other thing is, does he have another gun? But still, like...
But he hadn't showed another weapon.
You can't shoot him 60, or what was it, 90 times? 60
They
times?
fired at him 90 times. They hit him 61 times. Like, that's just like pouring lead. Like, there's no time. Like, when he gets hit with those first, like, let's say there's eight officers. So at a minimum, when he gets hit with those first 8 to 10 shots, he's going to fall. They were firing shots at this guy while he's laying on the ground. There is no way they weren't. To be hit with that many shots, to be hit with that many shots, they had to have been shooting him while he was on the ground.
Right.
It's horrendous.
They should not be officers at all.
They're a bunch of fucking creeps, and now they're on paid administrative leave. And it's like, I'm not sitting here saying that Jayland Walker was some paragon of righteousness and morality. He clearly wasn't. But the cops do not have the right to shoot anyone that many times, especially, like, there's no way they weren't shooting him when he was laying on the ground. There is not.
Yeah.
A gunshot.
They need to be fired.
They need to be prosecuted, and they need life in prison.
Yep.
That's an overstepping of, like, you want to talk about George Floyd being a tragedy. I mean, and there's sides to that argument, and I understand that, and I understand people will make arguments from either direction, but there's nothing, it is unconscionable that something like this happened. There's no way. There's no defense is good enough, in my opinion, for this type of behavior. None. If their state, I don't know if Ohio has the death penalty, but they deserve it. They freaking deserve it.
Fired from Walker's car. The shot itself is not visible in the video, but police point to this image from a traffic camera.
So they're saying he had shot at them here. You can't see that they did, but okay, let's give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm okay with that. Give them the benefit of the doubt. It doesn't justify any of this. Jesus.
And what they say appears to be the flash of a gun.
It went from being a routine traffic stop to now a public safety issue.
Video shows Walker then leading police on a high-speed chase before he eventually jumps out of the passenger side wearing a ski mask. Officers tried to deploy a taser while chasing him on foot, but are unsuccessful.
They need to be retrained. If they can't catch somebody and get him with a taser if he's on foot, like, isn't that the point? Like, don't they go to the academy just to do that? They go to the academy to learn how to do these things.
Go really far too.
Oh yeah, like 20, 30, 50 feet. They go a long way.
Holy shit.
And like, God, look at these motherfuckers. Like, these are enormously fat pigs of people. They need to be forced into excessive physical fitness regimens that are going to make them fit enough they can bring this guy down without killing him. They need to be, I mean, and that might weed out some of these lazy, evil, disgusting, power-hungry fucks. Like, they need to have better requirements for police. They need to, they should require at least a year of training for the police here.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way that, police academy should be, like, what is it, 2 months? 2 months? Are you kidding me?
That is not enough.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Months later, 8 officers unleash dozens of rounds. Walker, who was unarmed at the time of the shooting, died at the scene.
Okay, wait. We're going to go back and we're going to listen to how long they were shooting at this guy. All right, so be quiet and listen to the background. I'm going to count. Actually, I'm going to pull up the timer on my phone. We're going to see how many seconds they were firing rounds at this guy. Let's see here. All right. Stopwatch ready. And I'll start it as soon as they start firing.
Months later, 8 officers unleash dozens of rounds. Walker, who was unarmed at the time of the shooting, died at the scene.
That's 8 seconds. 7 seconds. That was 7 seconds of shooting.
Yeah.
I mean, just under 8, but still, like 7+ seconds of shooting. That dude went down when he got hit by the first volley of shots.
Yep.
And they just kept shooting at him. That's despicable.
Police say a handgun and a magazine were found in Walker's car, and the body camera images show Walker appearing to reach for his waist area right before he was killed. But he
appearing to, oh my God, really? Like, how long are we going to just deal with, police being, trained as if they're a fast food worker? Like, what's the probationary period for a manager at Subway? I bet it's like 3 months. Yeah. Like, if that's longer than the training for a cop, something's wrong, dude.
Did not fire at police during the foot pursuit, nor was he carrying a weapon. A preliminary medical report says Walker had more than 60 gunshot wounds.
They need to be able to articulate what specific threats they were facing, and that goes for every round that goes down the barrel of their gun.
I mean, yes, but that's not going to happen. We know that from experience. And at the end of the day, who the fuck cares? Like, what if they come up with some bullshit excuse and, it sounds plausible enough to the jury acquits them because for some goddamn reason in this country, we worship at the feet of military and police as if they're impossible, like them doing wrong is just impossible. I mean, meanwhile the rates of domestic abuse and child abuse are higher among those groups of people than they are among the general public. Like, why don't we talk about that? I don't worship any of those uniformed people. They can go fuck themselves. Yeah. Like, if you choose to be in the military or to be a police officer, like, look, you made a career choice and our tax dollars pay you. And so you're getting fair compensation for the job that you do. and I owe you
Yep.
nothing beyond that. Absolutely nothing.
Yep. And if they don't like it, and if they fear for their life all the time, then they
They
need
can
to find
quit.
another job.
Yeah, and honestly, if they're fearing for their life all the time, they do need to quit. We need to not have cops that are out here terrified at every shadow, gunning down people 61 fucking times. Are you kidding me? Like, it's just disgusting. Like, I get more angry every time I say it. Oh my God.
It's absolutely excessive. The law requires to use force that is reasonable.
Justice for Jayland!
Protests continued late Sunday.
But again, this is the thing that, I mean, god damn, like, this is the issue, right? Like, you're gonna go out and riot like this and burn dumpsters and cause property damage and all that kind of thing. Do you realize that by doing this, you activists, like, because okay, let's make a distinction here. So this is Comrade, Ohio, so outwardly socialistic terms here, but let's pretend, for example, these are the mob of people who are completely well-intentioned, who want to make a difference, and they are tired of seeing this happen in their community. When they take part in this, what they do is they cause this to be a political issue with the Back the Blue people, because none of them are smart enough or thorough enough to do any kind of digging at all.
Yeah.
So go do your research, do a peaceful protest, and I mean sit-ins, blockades, whatever you want to do, as long as it's peaceful. Don't cause property damage and set things on fire. You're shooting yourself in the foot by doing that. I mean, because what I've seen is people on the right across the country, like, how dare they take down the 4th of July celebrations in Akron? And to some extent, I agree. It's like, that this happened, but still, like, the 4th of July is the 4th of July, and people need to continue to celebrate that. But look, like, I do get it. I have some sympathy. I mean, this is a horrible tragedy. How can you celebrate the government of a country that just committed such a tremendous atrocity?
Yeah.
It's horrid. God. Channeling the inner Napoleon Dynamite there.
Demonstrators say police used tear gas to disperse the crowd. Akron police have not confirmed those reports. Today, businesses boarded up windows.
And there they go again with the black-owned thing.
With the black-owned.
So here it is, like, racially motivated violence once again.
Yep.
And like I said, this has become political. So now you lose a lot of my sympathy for your cause when you start enacting politically motivated, racially motivated property damage and violence.
Yep, and they're not going to care if it's black-owned. I mean,
no, for the most part, no.
No, because that's what they did with the George Floyd thing.
Yep, didn't matter.
And they didn't care.
Sent the cinder blocks through the windows, raiding the shelves, and then blamed the Proud Boys for it. Like, these
Your
are
skin color is not
opportunists.
going to protect you from property damage.
Nope, these are shameless opportunists that are here to get what they can out of somebody else's death, and it's absolutely fucking disgusting.
In anticipation of more protests. So far today, there have been mostly peaceful protests, but there is growing concern as a city-imposed curfew approaches. Raymond Green says he's troubled by the police response.
Why is my tax dollars paying for paramilitary equipment? That disgusts me.
Hey, I mean, I'm with him. Like, why are we doing this? Why have we gotten to a point where, the gang members are militarized to such an extent that the police are one-upping them? Why aren't we, clean? I don't even know how to say it. Like, cleaning house by, getting rid of all these officers that are just from wherever and bringing in community policing. Like, why are we not doing that? Why is our answer instead to just build bigger guns and tanks? And, like, that's literally a tank driving down the street in Akron.
Yeah, it really is. Well, we're not allowed to have solutions.
No, it's an endless cycle.
That's not where they make money.
Well, they make money in the prisons. I mean, that's a fact. They make the money in the goddamn prisons.
Now, there are 8 officers. Those 8 officers involved are on paid administrative leave pending the outcome of an independent state investigation. Meanwhile, we're starting to see protesters.
They're going to be cleared of all charges. Just watch. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
Start to come down here to the downtown Akron area. We've also noticed about a dozen officers in tactical gear. Major?
Elise Preston, thank you.
Jesus Christ. That was hard to watch.